Today, let's talk about Arabian perfumes, specifically from the house of Maison Alhambra. And in case you didn't know, Maison Alhambra is the daughter company of Lattafa, where Lattafa makes dupes inspired by original scents. Maison Alhambra takes the more conventional dupe approach, copying not only scent but also packaging as closely as they can, but of course with economic limitations. I have 5 fragrances with me, so let's start with Libbra. This is compared to YSL Lib, but I find that this is closer to the YSL Lib EDT than the EDP because this is a little lighter and a little fresher than the original EDP. Reyna Perfume is a dupe for Perfume de Marly's Oriana. Unfortunately, I don't have that scent with me, but this one is sweet. It's fluffy, it's intoxicating, really sexy. But based on my research, this is a lot softer than the original, and people still prefer the Lattafa Ansam Gold as a dupe over this one, which makes this a perfect choice for people who like Oriana but find it a little too cloying and want something a little more tamed down. Next up, we have Infini Rose, a dupe for Initio's Atomic Rose. This one is very rose forward. It's a deep rose, but it's also really bright and zesty and zingy at the same time. This is super strong, and I find this to be perfectly unisex even if it's heavy on the rose. Though I have to say it also reminds me a little bit of the likes of Mancera Roses Vanille. Moving on to these two dupes that look very much like Tom Ford. Unfortunately, I don't have the original Tom Ford scents with me, and it's also been a while since I last revisited them, but Bright Peach is a clone for Bitter Peach. And the notes that stick out to me in this particular one is a very strong, juicy citrus that pairs with an earthy patchouli, so it almost has this like moss-like quality to it that's fresh but also deep at the same time, and smells like it's not gonna dry. Like, that's the type of juiciness this has. And then Lovely Cherie, a clone for Lost Cherry, is definitely strong on the cherry, but it's not really catching up on the booziness that the original Lost Cherry has. That being said, I find this one more mass appealing, but it is still polarizing as a lot of people associate cherry scents with cough syrup. I personally have been enjoying this though, because when I move my hands around and I get wafts of this, I'm like, that smells really nice. But I prefer to sniff it that way than to sniff directly on my skin. These are my personal picks out of the 5, and I got them all from Laiya Buy and Save on the Orange app. Should I talk about my Lattafa perfumes in the upcoming video? Let me know in the comments. Bye!